If you've got a little one at home, it may be a good time to start considering what their plans will be come fall.
Some may think it's a bit early to think about starting the preschool search or even the thought process, but a local preschool director and teacher explains why now is the time to start considering those plans.
I think if you're looking for preschool, if you haven't done searches before, might be surprised to know that February, March is prime enrollment time. And so that seems really early, but even if you were considering preschool for a 2, 3, or 4-year-old, I would start looking over the winter so that you can explore, you can look at the various options, whether it's full day, it's partial day, it's religious, it's play-based, it's Montessori, whatever it is, to see kind of what fits your needs and your schedule. Because I think what happens a lot of times, especially with people who have kids that are in that 2 to 3 stage, is that in the winter, maybe the kids don't seem like they're ready to go, per se, but then July, August rolls around, and especially if siblings are going off to school, or there's a baby in the household that is gonna kind of take up some more of that time and energy, we get a lot of calls at that time because people suddenly kind of realize in a panic, like, oh my goodness, my kid does need more socialization. My child does really want to put on the backpack and walk out the door when, you know, brother or sister is going. And so, you know, it doesn't hurt to start early, ask your friends, ask your neighbors, just, you know, kind of think about options, even if you're not sure you're ready, because there's nothing wrong with going, exploring, making the rounds, and then saying, hey, we want to wait. We've had people who don't come until their child is 4, and they think, okay, you know, during maybe this last school year before we get ready to go off to kindergarten, maybe we need more practice of things. Or the opposite. We've had a lot of homeschool families that start their kids here, do homeschool, but then supplement with social groups that, you know, they go on field trips, they do projects or experiments with other people, those sorts of things. And, you know, you don't want to lose the element of all that socializing and making friendships and those sorts of things, because homeschool is a great route if that interests you. You want to be comfortable, you want to be confident, you want to feel good about what is the curriculum of the program. Does it meet your family's needs? Some programs are much more academic. Some programs do start with more social, emotional elements. There's the full day versus the half day, which if you go full day, you're talking meals and snacks and rest time. And obviously there's a lot more involved there, but of course some families want or need full day. Some families like getting the partial day experience. So you really want to consider those sorts of things. You want to look at how long have staff been around. High staff turnover means more stress and more transitions for you and your child. You know, what are the rates and all of those sorts of things? What are the requirements? Adult to child ratio. That's really important too. Some classrooms are very large, and especially if your child is very shy or hesitant and hasn't been somewhere before, you might want to pick a program with fewer kids and or more adults available, because obviously the interactions and the things you're able to do are different if you have more adults available in the classroom. So there's a myriad of things. And I really suggest, if possible, people go and they visit the schools while they're in session, because I think it's really helpful to see the interactions between the teachers and the kids and what happens in a typical day. And one thing I really try to stress to families is if you're comfortable and you're confident when you walk in the door of a school, your kids know that. They sense that. So even if you're saying, like, we're going and I'm excited to be here, like, if you're really truly nervous, your kids take that on. And I'm not suggesting that's a hard thing to navigate as a parent, but you want to feel comfortable. You want to feel like, yes, where I'm taking my child will be loved and cared for and supportive. And, you know, if by chance my child has a problem or a question or whatnot, you know, they're going to let me know, whether they're going to call me or text me or those sorts of things. So it is important that on some level the parents and the child are somewhat prepared for school. And sometimes the kids are busting through the door and they're so excited to be here, and sometimes they're just, you know, kind of glued behind somebody's leg and not quite sure about life. And so again, it's good to go out and explore. We have free summer play dates all summer long, every summer, one time a week in various parks in the community, because the more you can meet the families, the teachers, you know, the other parents you're going to be around, the more comfortable you're going to be. So those are some things to consider as well. Even if you are only able to meet, you know, 1 or 2 people that your child would be with later, just that practice is invaluable.
Well, lots of good information to keep in mind, especially February and March being prime enrollment time for preschool. And it's never too early to just start thinking about your plans.
Yeah, absolutely. And if you're considering next steps with your little ones, we'll connect you with all of these tips over on our website.